probably had a couple days to look at film of the Utes a little more intensely than before. What sticks out to you about them?
Well, I think that you know, the biggest thing is that their numbers are really good. I mean, their shooting percentages from 2, from 3. I think that the rebounding numbers, they have a real kind of a deep rotation where they have got a lot of guys that come in and kind of, you know, play in their system, and then, you know, they got some, you know, DeLon Wright and Brandon Taylor and this the big kid in the middle, Pirtle. Yeah, he's they're, you know, all three of those guys are really good offensive players, and so and they have good shooters that go with them. So it's a complete team. They got good size, good depth, and they have a real purpose in how they play. So other than that, that's about it. That's what stands out.
What does it mean to you and the program to have know this would be a sellout?
Well, it's, you know, I think it's exciting for our guys, and you know, it's one of those situations where we have a good opportunity to have a nationally ranked team come in our building, and it's those are always great nights, great days, you know, when you're preparing for that. But then you add, you know, the fact that it's you know, one of your in-state rival teams, so there should be a lot of energy here in the building tomorrow.
Coach, have you seen a difference in the guys' intensity in practice because they're ranked and it's a rivalry game?
Actually, I think that you know, our practices the last 2 days have been they've been good. They haven't been as really nearly as physical and competitive, and maybe some of the other practices that we've had. I think that you know, trying to their style is really different than our style, and so we've tried to recreate that a little bit, and that might be a little bit of the issue. But our guys will be ready tomorrow.
When they went to the Pac-12, you went to the WCC. Didn't the schedule call to play on Saturday nights, in like the second Saturday in December?
Yes.
And what happened?
In fact, actually, this contract was put together by Coach Boylan and I. It was a 4-game series. Second Saturday in December was the way it was written, and they called this year and asked if we'd move it to a Wednesday because they had a game with Kansas lined up, and so we obliged.
Did you have to flip the Weaver game then?
Yeah, I think we tried to get Weaver in 3 different other places, but this was the only place that actually worked. So,
all those years that they were struggling, did you, in the back of your mind, know that they'd be back? That it was too good of a program, too much tradition to be down for?
Well, I always felt, especially, you know, on the recruiting trail and outside of you know, the actual game itself. You know, I always felt like the Utah basketball program was someone that was really seriously hard to deal with. I mean, it was a real situation where when you got into those battles that they have so much tradition and they've had so much success that you know, it's always going to be a struggle to try and you know, compete with them. And you know, we had a nice little run there on the floor, and that helped us a lot. Helped us a lot in some of those off-the-court wars.
Dave, the balance between this being just another game and it being more than another game because of the factors you mentioned, as coaches, what do you have to do as far as, you know, finding that right balance between treating it the same and recognizing the differences? Every
guy responds differently, so you try to put as much out there as possible that maybe someone can grab a hold of. I think the urgency of the game preparation is a little bit different. You guys understand the importance of the game on a lot of different levels, but and then there's also a balance of some guys just want everything to be the same. They don't want you know, a whole different approach. They get a lot of confidence from the consistency of your preparation. So it's kind of a fine line that you walk, and hopefully that by this time of year we know a little bit about our team and we can present it to them in a way in which everybody can get a piece of something that will really help them, you know, and then in turn they can get outside of themselves and it'll really help the team. So
A lot of these guys were here last year when you guys didn't play your best game up there at the Huntsman Center. Does that factor into the equation? A lot of their guys were there too. I mean, does that come into the equation?
well, I'm sure. I mean, when kids are preparing for games, they try to find, you know, data points that they can relate to, and that's a data point. So we'll see how you know, both teams respond to that.
What are the keys? What do you got to do to win?
Rebound's a huge key. You know, I think that you know, they're very, very good. Their 4s and 5s are really good offensive rebounds and offensive rebounders, and so we'll have to do a good job of trying to keep them away from the glass. I think the pace of the game will be an issue, and hopefully that we can get it, you know, up and down a little bit and get, you know, transition to be a big part of this thing, and then, you know, being able to control, you know, their point guard. He can just take over games and is a guy who can do it so many different ways. So hopefully we can find a way to keep him under control.